Hey everybody! Wow, is someone watching already? That's unbelievable. Have I just come on? So I'm doing a competition for entry. Can't bother to get the camera out and film it properly. I just going to do a live stream. Hopefully the sound's coming out all right. I've got my microphone here, so hopefully I can be heard. And so Sam's Tangled Web is doing a contest. He wants to know your favourite cartoon you were growing up, your favourite comic growing up, and I'm going to tie it in with JPL Flash Comic Geekdom's competition as well. He has a competition. Hey, Roger, I thought you might be at work. So are you still looking for work, or you got a job now? I can't remember. Or is it late there? I don't know what time it is there. So, yeah, I'm just doing contest. I know Sam's Tangled Web is only available for people in America, but if I win, I'll price tag somebody. Still looking for a job, yeah. Right, now these comic boxes, you probably might not be able to tell, but these are a bit bigger than your normal comic boxes. Because let's talk about my cartoons first, right? So Sam's Tangled Web, I think he wants to know what your favourite cartoon was as a kid, or what your favourite comic was as a kid. So as a kid, I mean, I can't remember liking any like Transformers or anything like that. I'm pretty sure they'd come along when I was a bit older. So my favourite cartoons are the old Daffy Duck and Bugs Bunny. I loved them. They were really good. Warner Brothers? Yeah, Warner Brothers, isn't it? I didn't mind the Hanna-Barbera, like the Scooby-Doos and all that kind of thing. But definitely the Bugs Bunny and Daffy Duck, especially Daffy Duck. I love Daffy Duck. I quite often quote a Daffy Duck line. What's he say? He's just about, she talks about pain. She says, I'm not like other people. I can't stand pain. It hurts me and stuff like that. He's a really good character. And, I shouldn't have taken that left turn at Albuquerque and all that kind of silly things. I quite like the Abominable Snowman as well, where he acts like Lenny out of of Mice and Men, and he picks up Daffy Duck and go, I love him and I pet him, I call him George, and that kind of stuff. And Tom and Jerry were pretty good as well. I don't think they were the same company. I think they might have been Hanna-Barbera, I'm not too sure. But yeah, that was the cartoons that I liked as a kid. And comics I liked as a kid. I liked a lot of the old UK comics, which is like humour comics like Beano, Dandy, Nutty, Monster Fun, Core, Whoopee, and crazy names like that. Those I liked all those when I was a kid. And there was action kind of comics as well. One was actually called Action. There was one called Action in the 70s that actually got banned because it was too violent. And we actually got I think it got, I don't know, I think it was mentioned in Parliament or something like that, and they ended up sort of getting, stopping it kind of thing. And yeah, and there's other ones like Tiger and Speed and Battle Action and War Comics. But yeah, but there's a few sci-fi comics as well, but the one that most people will probably know, the one I would have to say was probably my favourite one as a kid, is 2000 AD, in which I've got a few. I've got 5 boxes this size full of 2000 AD. I've got quite a few lying around which are just loose. So there's loads of great characters. The ones that you probably have heard of in America, I'm sure, is obviously Judge Dredd. You've had a couple of movies out there. You had the abominable, crappy one with Sylvester Stallone, which isn't worth talking about. This guy here is the editor. This is Farg the Mighty. Farg the Mighty, he's the editor of 2000 AD. Remember there was a story with Farg in it once called The Creep Who Stole Croydon. Hi, Metal 101. I bet you know 2000 AD comic, didn't you? Anyway, there's a comic called The Creep Who Stole Croydon. And I went to Croydon for the first time. And all the while I was going to Croydon, it's quite near where my girlfriend lives, I was thinking to myself, I just couldn't stop thinking about the creep who stole Croydon all the while I was there. Just because the only time I'd heard that name, I've thought about Croydon before, was on this cover. So Judge Dredd is a well-known character from 2000 AD, and so is this guy, Strontium Dog. I think the guys who've brought up to or own 2000 AD now, I think they're called Rebellion Entertainment. They're talking about doing a Judge Dredd TV show, which would be good. Apparently, they spent like a few £1 million to put together a studio, and they're looking at making projects of all, quite a lot of their 2000 AD stuff. And Strontium Dog is another one who is really good. Probably, I think someone made a mini film of him, like a fan film was made of him, which is really quite good. You should check that out on YouTube. Do a search for it, Strontium Dog. Can't remember what his name is, but you'll probably find it on there. And this takes me over to JPL Flash's competition, because JPL Flash, for his 1 year like pushed for whatever it is. I'm not too sure what it is. He wants you to name your favorite artist and show 5 covers featuring your favorite artist. Now, I've often said that this guy was my favorite, or one of my favorites, and I think he died towards the end of last year. It's Carlos Esquerra, who's the guy who did this picture here, I'm pretty sure. It looks like a Carlos picture. This is his character. Carlos, basically, he was a co-creator of Judge Dredd and the co-creator of this guy, Strontium Dog. So I'm going to go through these until I find enough covers to satisfy the rules of JPL's competition. So there you go. That's Strontium Dog. I've got pretty much shut the windows. Actually, I should have pointed the bloody camera in the other direction. But it's the first time I'm filming up here. So another character you might have possibly seen in America is it's an Irish legend kind of. It's called Slain. It looks like Slain. I think it's pronounced Sloan, or something like that. It's the Celtic alphabet. Celtic pronunciations are just, they're off their heads really. But he's like basically he goes into warp spasms and he sort of goes crazy. But here's Judge Dredd. This is not Carlos's cover though. This looks like Ron Smith. Yeah, he died last year as well. Ron Smith, apparently, he was a really good artist. Did some really good 2000 AD work. I'm not too sure I'm showing him off to their best ability with this with the lighting in here. But basically, I'm doing a live stream because one, I wanted to check out my picture and sound, because later on, I'm the sore thumb on a stream show that's going on later on. It's three Yankees and an Englishman. I don't know what we're going to call it, but there's Genome and Metarod and Comic Book 84 and me messing up the works. I don't even know what I'm going to say. But yeah, I'm on there apparently. Make sure you tune in tonight from 12 o'clock midnight in the UK, 7 o'clock, I think it is EST maybe, wherever Roger lives, that side of the country. I'm not sure if he lives where does he live now? He lives in Minnesota, is it? Minnesota? Where is that? It's in the middle, isn't it? I don't know. But I think it's EST. I'm still trying to find some more. This is this one here. This is the stainless steel rat. This was taken from, hey, morning over there, Boy Who Had 7. Well, this is another one. This is definitely Carlos Esquerra. This is the stainless steel rat. Is it Harry Harrison? Harry Hamlin? It was quite a well-known sci-fi writer, and they adapted his stories into 2000 AD storylines. 2000 AD comics. That's the stainless steel rat. That was always a good one. And his wife, who was like a stone cold mad killer kind of thing. She's quite funny. Was it Harry? I think Harry Harrison, I think his name was, or something like that. I can't remember the name of the author now. But so there's Rogue Trooper. Here's another one you might have heard of. They made a video game based on him, I think, last year. Rogue Trooper. Just going to keep on going until I find enough, until people tell me to stop, or until I find that. I think I need to find 3 more Carlos Esquerra covers to satisfy the needs of JPL Fascist competition. I think I've already done enough for done a Judge Dredd cover. I've done enough for Sam's Tangled Red competition. But this is definitely the best comic as a kid. Still going now. It's now 2019 and it's still going now. Like it's called 2000 AD. When it first came out, I think it was 1977. It was a futuristic comic. I remember being a little boy, about 8 years old or something like that. And I said to my big brother, "Bro, how old will we be in 2000 AD?" And he was like, "Oh, you're gonna be 30." And I was like, wow, that's so far away. That's never going to happen, man. I think Carly likes 2000 AD, didn't you, man? I'm going through my 2000 AD back issues here for a couple of competitions. I'm trying to find some Carlos Esquerra covers for JPL Fascist competition. And just educating some of our American brothers about 2000 AD. I dare say they would have heard of it, possibly in reprints. I know you love them. I'm sure I've seen them on your channel. You're a bit of you like your Doctor Who, and you like your this character's called Nemesis the Warlock. It's like basically the Earth is called Terra, and the Terrans basically we're kind of intergalactic racists. We go around killing all aliens because they're not pure. We want them. They're not pure. They're aliens. It's kind of like an analogy on because the bad guy's called Torquemada. It's kind of a bit of the Spanish Inquisition kind of going on, along with a kind of Hitler kind of vibe. There's the fact that we're wiping out bloody aliens wherever we see them. And this Nemesis the Warlock, he's this art. I'll show you the back cover of this one. This art is Kevin O'Neill. This is another cool artist. He doesn't do an awful lot of American comics. He did the League of Extraordinary Gentlemen, and he did Martial Law, if you know that one. But yeah, he's got. I think he's art. He did some art for a DC title. I think it might have been Green Lantern Corps or something like that. And I think there was a bit of a hoo-ha about it because they thought his artwork was too nasty or too just looked too horrible with you look at the face there of Torquemada and there's all that kind of nastiness going on. And I don't think he's done much for them since. I'm still trying to find some more. There's another nice cover shot of Judge Dredd here. What year is this? 1985, these ones. So I think it started in 77. So it's gone over 2,000 issues now as well. The thing is with me, I'm terrible for looking after my stuff. I should have looked after a lot better. A long time, these were up in the loft with no bags on them, just in an open box in the loft. Yeah, Kevin O'Neill's got really good style, hasn't he? He's got really good style. But yeah, it's not for everybody. And it's not for every story either. It's like certain stories I wouldn't want to see his style being done on. But this kind of way out there, Torquemada and stuff is pretty cool. This is another one. This is it Glenn Fabry? Yeah, I think this is Glenn Fabry. You've probably seen him do lots of covers. I've definitely seen him. I think he did Sandman, that kind of stuff. Quite a lot of cover. Hellblazer. He did lots of covers for that as well. Here's Rogue Trooper again. Still looking for some more. I've still got 3 more Carlos Esquerra covers to find. Well, I think this is another one, Smith. Well, I definitely won't be filming up here later on when I do the stream with the guys. I think I'll have to do it downstairs. Yeah, you need to buy bags for a 2000D collection. Yeah, they're a bit bigger than the normal comics, aren't they? I've never seen these before. Epic Art, Grey Man. Yeah, they're good, aren't they? I wish I could draw like this, or like anything really, but I can't. They're good stories as well. They're good. They're action, but they're also quite fun as well in various parts, and they're quite serious and can be quite deep in their scope as well. They're not just they were kind of ahead of their time. This one here, I think this is Ian Gibson art. I think it's Ian Gibson. I think this was by Alan Moore. This is one of Alan Moore's quite early-ish ones. This is quite a well-regarded title. I think it's available in collected form. It's The Ballad of Halo Jones. Yeah, it's supposed to have gone over. I think there's supposed to be a few more books of it, but it never got done in the end. But here's some more. This is some more Kev O'Neill. It's talk up there. So it's Nemesis the Warlock. And there's his little baby. I think was called Foff. I'm not quite sure where Foff is emerging from, but it all looks rather icky. Right, this one. Oh, is this Kevin? No, not Kevin. It's Mike McMahon. I think this might be Mike McMahon. I'm always a bit sketchy with some of them. He's got his kind of look, kind of grainy look to the faces. Who's your favourite 2000 AD artist, Kyle? So I'm showing you off now because I'm trying to find some Carlos Esquerra because so this one here, to me, I think this is 2 different artists. It looks like Kevin O'Neill doing Torquemada and Carlos Esquerra dropping comics on the floor. Who do I think I am? Comic book 84. I should be dropping comics on the floor. Oh, let me put that box down. Yeah, so I'm pretty sure that's Kevin O'Neill art there, and that's Carlos Esquerra. Just something about his artwork. I just love the grittiness of it. It was really good at doing war books and just hard-boiled looking characters. He has done some work in America. There's a couple of DC Helix titles. I think she was called something like Sister Mercy or something like that. It was like a sci-fi kind of title. Garth Ennis was the writer, and Carlos Esquerra did the artwork for it. I think he also worked with Ennis on another title called Just a Pilgrim, I think it was called. Yeah, you love stroking dog. Who doesn't? Okey-doke. So who was your favourite artist on 2000 AD, Kyle? Or do you not have one? All right. This looks like a scare as well, actually. Not so much in the demon's head, but inside the demon's head, you can see Johnny Alpha and Wolf Sternhammer. And they got that gritty look to them. I always kind of likened it to, like, I don't know, for some reason, it always reminded me of Clint Eastwood or spaghetti westerns or something like that. I don't know why I got that in my head. Right, so I've got a few more to go. This is an older one. I don't think I've put these in order in the boxes by the looks of it. This is an old one where they teamed up with another comic called Star-Lord. That's what happened a lot in UK comics. We'd have you have two titles, and they obviously weren't selling enough, so they'd team up. So a lot of the comedy, sort of comic funnies would team up with each other, and every now and again, an action book or a fantasy book would or sci-fi book would team up with each other. So Star-Lord was a separate comic for a while, and then it joined up with 2000 AD, and for about 10 weeks they'd show both names on the title, and then finally the secondary name would get smaller and smaller until it was finally gone, been fully assimilated into the comic. This looks like a Mike McMahon cover, I think. Brian Boland and Ron Smith. Oh, they'll be your favourites, yeah. Brian Boland has always got great art. Of particular memories of in my fledgling years as a young man, seeing the way he drew the bottom of Judge Anderson. It was like, whoo, getting hot under the cover just thinking about it now. The well-turned cheek of Judge Anderson was. Yeah, it wasn't, let's just say, my eyes focused on it for a while. Hi, Skylanders. That's another Ron Smith, I think. Yeah, hopefully that they'll make some good TV properties out of these at some point. They're talking about the Judge Dredd one, but they've gone kind of quiet about that. I don't know if they're still writing, if they've got names involved who are going to be taking part in the actual filming or not. I don't know what they've sorted. I've not heard much about that. There was a lot of talk about, they were talking about Carl Urban, about maybe getting him in, but this might be in a scarer. You can normally tell from the faces of a scarer draws them. She's got some spaceships there. I think that might be in a scare. What do you reckon on that one, Kyle? Yeah, you can do a 2000 AD video. Cool, go for it. I'll come and join you in the chat if you're doing it live. That is. If you're not doing it live, I'll come and watch the video when you finished it. You got a bunch of 2000 AD stuff. You don't understand it. It's probably not so easy if you like getting in the middle. You need to get in the beginning of the story quite often, and depends also maybe what age of 2000 AD you got. The old ones to me are the best ones. I kind of went off it after probably in about the 90s, maybe late 80s. I went off 2000 AD. The artwork, they could always getting new artists in. I think a lot of the good artists, the best artists, have moved on to American comics actually, and they just had some of the art was just too hard to make out. It's like, well, what's supposed to be happening in here? If I have to turn a picture over 5 times to try and work out what's going on, then it's not doing its job of telling the story, if you ask me. Yeah, I think it started in 77. I could be mistaken. That's just off the top of my head. But yeah, the best thing you can always pick up these collected ones. There's loads of collected ones. I think it's Titan Books that do it, and or it might have been Rebellion now. I'm not too sure. There was a company called Rebellion who I think maybe bought them out. I'm not too sure. But there's a nice big collected one of 2000 AD. I've got loads of it. Oh, there's some. I'll show you some of these ones. If I drop these on my head, you can all have a good laugh at my expense. Woo! Now he missed me. The things I do for my audience. I nearly clonked myself on the head with a Motorhead VHS. Right, yeah. So you can get massive books like this. You got the whole Judge Dredd case files, the complete case files. And you can just, those are really worth picking up. Starting with number 1, you get a good idea of the character that way. So if you're not sort of understand it, it could be because you've got like the modern one. The modern stuff, I can't even get into them. Same too, I went off it when Grant Morrison and Mark Miller were the Fargs. Okay, I never really knew who Farg was. I didn't really follow like who was the editor or anything like that at the time. I think Pat Mills, he was one of the early editors. I think he was always good, I believe. I like his martial law as well. You want to do martial law? Yeah, this case, if you're not getting any of these, you can pick these up anywhere pretty much anywhere in the UK. This is another character, A Scarp Trucking Company. That was in the back in the day when the CB radio craze came along. They made like space truckers, and they're all like talking this space CB radio talk. It's quite fun. Hey, Sound Tangles Web. I'm just doing my entry for your competition. Basically, my favourite cartoons as a boy was like the Warner Brothers, Daffy Duck, that kind of stuff. Yosemite Sam. Those are my favourite cartoons growing up. My favourite comics was 2000 AD, which I've just been showing off to anybody who wants to look at them, basically. I'm also kind of tying it in with JPL Flash's competition because he wanted to know your favourite artist and show 5 covers by your favourite artist. So I was talking about Carlos Esquerra, who's the co-creator of Judge Dredd and Strontium Dog. And I've been trying to find 5 cool covers by him. So he's a good artist. He died towards the end of last year, which was I was really quite bummed out by it, actually. I thought I was more bummed out about him dying than I was about Stan Lee dying. Because Stan Lee was in his 90s, and this guy was just an operation, I think, and he was like, they said, oh yeah, he's doing well, you cover him, he's comfortable, and then he died. So I was like, you know, happens to us all. Just hopefully a long while in the future. Yeah, I think I've still got to find 2 more. Here's another old one. Look at that. Not in bad condition either. Nice old Star-Lord. I think Strontium Dog actually started in Star-Lord before moving over to 2000 AD. All right, here we go. Let's just show you the covers. I'm trying to catch up what people are saying. Oh yeah, the Bugs Bunny and Tweety show on Saturday mornings. My daughter was watching that stuff on Boomerang. Yeah, we didn't get it. Like we didn't have the same TV shows. We didn't have like Saturday morning cartoons, like a special slot on. I think we did like the wacky not wacky races, the Looney Tunes. The Looney Tunes, they kind of used to bung them in here and there and everywhere. Really, just when they had a little gap between programs, they'd bung one on. But yeah, because I remember used to reading the old comic books, and it would say that all these cartoons are coming on Saturday. And I'd be looking at them going, oh, look at all these cartoons they get in America. Why don't we get any of them cartoons? It's not fair. This looks like a Scarer. Yeah, that's definitely a Scarer. Look at the jaw. Look at the jutting jaw of Dredd. Look at the grit and determination. This is a guy. He's the law. He's not to be messed with. And it's just the way that a Scarer does all his characters. He also puts a lot of humour in his art as well, actually. And then you can see in the back guy there, you got Fink Angel, I think his name is, with his little pet rat. He's like a murderous poisoner mutie from out in the cursed earth. So yeah, good stuff. There we go. On the back, I was talking about Boland drawing Judge Anderson. I'm pretty sure that's Boland. There's Judge Anderson. Nice. Those books with Star-Lord, is that Peter Quill or a different one? No. Peter Quill is Marvel, isn't it? Peter Quill is the Star-Lord. No, this is well before that. Pretty sure. I'm not too sure when Guardians of the Galaxy, is that not like late 70s or? But this, yes, maybe it was around about the same time. But Star-Lord, I think, was probably about 79, maybe. Let's have a look. Yeah, but it's nothing to do with the Marvel Guardians of the Galaxy Star-Lord. I suppose Star-Lord's just a popular name. You're a lord from the stars. This is a block war going on. It's always quite fun because it's in a city of the future, mega city, after like a devastation by nuclear war. And like, I think is it the East Coast that's still inhabited and the West Coast is all wiped out? But basically the whole of mega city is like one strip down the side of America where like people are herded into massive tower blocks. If you saw the Dredd movie, there's like 800,000 people to a tower block kind of thing. And because there's no employment practically, people just they go a bit stir crazy, and they sort of have wars. They have block wars of each other, and someone's drawn on the side of this one here, Rolf Harris block, who was like a children's TV entertainer. He actually did a show where he drew cartoon characters and played the cartoons, but unfortunately he's disgraced himself by turning up he's in prison for molesting children. So it was like, oh, that's really nice, isn't it? That's a way to destroy your childhood memories there. Marvel Star-Lord has been around since late 70s, yeah. So probably about the same time as Star-Lord comic came out in the UK, then I reckon. All right, here's another. This is definitely a Carlos Ascara. I think that's at least 5 Ascara covers I've shown off now. So I've satisfied the JPL flash quotient of the competition. So here we go. Wanted. Here is the Strontium Dogs. We've got Minimum Face McNulty, Wolf. Can't remember what that guy's called. And over here is, I can't remember what his name is either. Not off the top of my head. Something to do with the fact he was a hairy bloke, but I can't remember what his name was though. It's been a while. Oh, who is that bloke? Anyway, yeah, it's been a while. That one is Hottie. Talk about me. Right. Anyway, so I think that's it then. Unless anyone wants to look at any more covers or they got any questions they want to ask me or anything like that. Or I could just flip through a few more comics for a while. Let's take it up to half hour. Seeing as there's 7 people in here, and I didn't think there'd be 7 people in here like practically at any time. Hey, Comic Head 84. I've just been telling everybody how I'm going to be really bad on your stream later. Dear. I thought I'd keep myself busy today to stop me from being nervous. I don't mind like talking on my own because no one can answer back, and I don't feel kind of like because when I chat to my video camera or whatever, but when I'm other people are there, and I just don't feel very brave when it comes to talking to other people. Actually, talking without anybody being able to answer is okay because I don't worry about it. But when there's other people, I just know what it is. I just get a bit anxious, a bit nervous about. Anyway, so we'll see what complete mess I make of it tonight. Fine. I've actually read up on I'm not going to give any spoilers, but yeah, I've actually been reading. I wasn't too sure still what exactly we was going to be doing. We're all going to reiterate the same thing. It's or we're going to run different takes on it. But I was kind of looking through them and trying to look for things that I found funny. So I was trying to come at it from like a bit of a jokey kind of angle. This might be one of my oldest 2000 IDs actually. Let's have a look. Which ones have I got here? Number 68. Yeah, I haven't ordered them. This is possibly one of the oldest ones. This is number 68, this one, from 1978, Prog 68. And these come out weekly, by the way, not monthly like all the Americans do. Yeah, that was the other thing. Yeah, all the British comics would come out weekly. Yeah, we had the occasional monthly comic, like Doctor Who. Even when Doctor Who first came out, it was called Doctor Who Weekly. And I had them and I lost them. I moved house in 1980, and I think I lost all my. Kyle, you've got a lot of Doctor Who. Do you remember a story about Barra the Blood Bug? It always sticks in my head. There's like a society of people who had no emotions, and these things called the blood bugs would kill people if you had emotions, kind of thing. No, they killed the people who were emotionless, but if you had emotions, it killed them. So yeah, it was a very weird story. I don't know if you remember that one. I know you've got Absalom Dark Dalek Killer. I'm pretty sure we spoke about that before. Anyway, we've gone half hour yet. Yeah, not quite. So let's show you some more covers. Yes, I think this is one of my earliest ones. This was another thing 2000 they did a lot of, was like sports stories, but sci-fi sports stories. This is the Harlem Heroes, who were like a anti-grav basketball kind of team. I can't remember what the sport was called now. But he had other ones with a kind of like analogous, is that the right word? With like American football, but like they'd empty out a whole city and they're called a mean arena. And like 2 teams would like battle against each other, like to score goals, but there was maybe a lot of people dying and stuff like that. So the goals were kind of part of it, but not there was lots of hellfire and death. And there was another one in Action Comic actually before this one. I think it was called Rollerball, and it was kind of like very like close to the Rollerball movie. That was is it James Caan, the old Rollerball at the end, where we were chanting Jonathan at the end, and they're riding around on motorbikes and stuff, and they got like a steel ball. That was another one that they did. I'm going off on tangents. I think this is McMahon. Yeah, this is out in the cursed earth where dinosaurs roam, been resurrected by science, and then when the nuclear war came, they just escaped from their zoos and were roaming free and breeding in the cursed earth. This is another one. Tornado. That was another comic that he joined up with. Tornado. That's got a story on it called Black Hawk, about a gladiator from the Roman arenas being like abducted by aliens and made to fight in alien arenas. So that was quite a good story as well. I quite like that one. Here's something, I don't know if this ever took off, something called Star Wars. I'm not too sure if anyone has ever heard of that. This is from 1980s. This must be like the second one or something. It was a Star Wars game. Have you got that game, Roger? That looks like a pretty crappy old video game. I don't know what it is. 15 electronic battle command games. Do you have electronic battle command, Roger? Yeah, they're newsprint. Yeah, they are all newsprint books. I think most of our stuff was newsprint. This looks like another Kevin O'Neill cover. I think this was the first showing of Nemesis the Warlock and Torquemada. Anyway. Anything else to talk about? Well, I was going to do a massive video about all my doubles that I want to sell or trade. I don't know if anyone's into trading comics. I've picked your interest in the Star-Lord character. I don't think he was that. He was kind of like an editor for the book, actually. I'm not too sure if he had much storyline on his own. Star-Lord. I think I've only got like I've got one or two Star-Lord comics on their own somewhere, but he was more like in 2000 they had a guy called Farg who was he was an alien. He was the alien editor of the book kind of thing, and the idea was that all these writers were all robots. So yeah, it was quite funny. You got an electronic football game, 22 issues and a special. Is that what you've got already? Mastodon Comics. Oh, you got some Star-Lord comics, Kyle. They were quite. I never actually bothered going back and collecting because did you get any Tornadoes as well? They were quite good. But Star-Lord, I had some Warrior one time. I didn't realise the relevance of them. I think I sold them. But that's like where V for Vendetta started off, wasn't it? And I didn't really sort of think about them, being collectible or anything like that. But I think I sold them in the end. Oh, that the entire run, 22 comics is all that Star-Lord went for. Right, yeah, it sounds about right, possibly. Didn't go for too long, did they? Anyway, I think that's it then. Can't think of anything else to say. Yeah, is anyone interested in doubles, in trading? I'm not sure if it's worth it though, because sending from America, like even if you was wanting to trade, it's just too much postage. Postage is ridiculous, and I don't think our postage to America is half as much as your postage from America to the UK. So, Battle Action, yeah, cool. You got was it Charlie's War and all that kind of thing, and I had loads of comics like that. I've sold all my British comics though, apart from 2000 AD. I think I've got an old case. Let me see if I can find that old case of stuff that I didn't actually get around to selling. Bloody hell! Ouch! I pulled every muscle in my shoulder doing that. Look at this old case though. This is probably an antique. I could probably sell this for 50 quid. I don't know. Yeah, Johnny Red. That's right. Yeah, I remember him. I can't remember. It's long, but there was like Tiger and there was Battle, and they all kept joining up all the time. So look, if I can get this thing open. It's got some of my old comics in it. My old humour comics that might be of interest to people. Oh, here we go. Bit worn out. Got some battle in here. Got a few battles. That's cool. This is from 1976. The Eagle Flies Fast. Major Easy. This is Carlos Esquerra. Right, that I've been talking about. He's got that look. All his characters look. Was it James Coburn? There's a James Coburn look to quite a lot of his characters. The team that went to war. Rattling Rommel, Fighter from the Sky, and these kind of books are only like 4 pages per story, and they sort of carry on the next week kind of thing. So let's have a look at a few of these battles. I think I've got some. Yeah, they're all torn up, and now I never just didn't think when they were a young kid. I didn't think about putting them in, in bags and balls or anything like that. Look, it's coverless. Shame. I just found a DC comic that I thought I'd sold. No, I just found a Sergeant Rock. I remember buying this, but at one point I thought I'd dedicate my collection to just superheroes. So I sold all my, I didn't have a great deal, but I sold all my war comics, like Unknown Soldier and Creature Commandos and Sergeant Rock, GI Robot. They were good fun though. I sold them thinking, I want to make more space for my superhero stuff. I wish I hadn't though, because kind of like them. Well, I think that's all. This is one of the ones that I had a lot of. But I must have sold about 4,000, 5,000 comics on eBay of this style. This is Whizzer and Chips. This was possibly the only UK comic where the name didn't get phased out. I'm not even sure there were ever two comics at once. I think there was always Whizzer and Chips. The idea being that there's a rivalry between the Whizzer side of the comic and the Chips side of the comic, and you were either a Whiz Kid or you were a Chipite, depending on which characters you like the most. Another thing about our comics as well, I don't think they can even do it nowadays. I wouldn't be surprised. There's always fighting. There'd be the Jocks and the Geordies. It was Scottish Jocks and the Geordies Newcastle, and they'd always be fighting each other. And you get Dennis the Menace beating up Walter the softie or whatever. Even that body wouldn't be allowed to nowadays. And there'd be Bully Briggs or something like that. Bully Briggs. Yeah, I'm just surprised, that kind of stuff back in the day. And there'd always be, they'd have catapults and pea shooters and stink bombs, and they'd let off whoopee cushions. And I just don't think they'd be allowed to do that kind of thing in comics now. I'm not too sure. They're bringing back Tiger and Buster comic, are they? Okay. Is that Rebellion doing that? Because I know they bought out a lot of the rights to a lot of the comics. So yeah, lots of Whizzer and Chips here. I just think I just stopped selling them. I don't know why these didn't get sold. They're not in good condition. I don't know if I even want to read them again, really, because they are childish, They are for the kids' comics. But equally, I kind of feel a little bit sad that I sold all the ones that I had. I don't know. If I kept them in better condition, it might have been all right. But these are falling to pieces. They've got some battle here. Covers ripped off this one. Another battle. And they're kind of dusty as well, because they're up in the loft. I can feel the dust on my fingers as I'm holding them. The battle ones are really gritty, though. I say there was the comic Action got, about Action, Kyle? They got, was it banned or something to start off with? There you go. Battle and Valiant. Valiant was another one. Hey, Dak. 2000 started about the same time as Whizzer and Chips. Okay, right, cool. Yeah, just going through some of my old comics. Yeah, I've got an old Topper here. The Topper. I love the names of the old comics, the old UK humour comics, and it'll be one page kind of stories really, and these ones. And you have here's Superboy. Oh, I think he must drink soup and get superpowers. My favourite parody. There was a character called 6.5p Bionic Boy. It was based on the Bionic Man, but instead of being bionic, he bought this tonic, which cost him 6.5p, and he gave him superpowers. So it was the 6.5p Bionic Boy, something like that. There's another one called Billy Whiz. He was like a Flash kind of thing, but I don't know, it wasn't like a superhero, but Billy Whiz ended up being a slang for drugs. They started calling, I think it's like a cocaine kind of derivative or something, and people would call it Billy Whiz, which is unfortunate. I don't know. I'm trying to sort the corners out. The corners are blinking turn, and I'm worrying about it. They're already in rubbish state. Right, here's another old war one, Victor. That was not in too bad, Nick. That's from 1976. It's not brilliant. There's another Victor, which is yeah. Let's say this Victor was lost because all I got there was the cover. That one's not in too bad nick either. Well, better than some, put it that way. Certainly not pristine. I think there is some people who are interested in these old UK comics, but they're not like worth lots really. Let's see if there's anything else interesting in this one. I've not even looked in this box for years. I kind of knew they were in there. There's a Battle Picture Weekly. Battle Action. One of my favourite old weekly comics was called Cheeky Weekly. And it was this guy called Cheeky who was a member of another comic called The Crazy Gang, Union Jack Jackson. I can't remember him. Do you remember the Cheeky Weekly, Dak Hammer? Would that have been in your era? I think he had Cheeky from The Crazy Gang. I think he was in Crazy Comic, and he got his own book. And like the whole thing would be like a diary, and every day he'd like meet up with different supporting characters. Like on Saturday, he'd go to the cinema, and you got a little story about what the film they were seeing at the cinema. Wednesday night, he'd get into the loft and read his dad's old comics. Like Eagle was one of the oldest UK comics. Dan Dare. I've never mentioned Dan Dare. I should have mentioned Dan Dare actually. You might know that name. So, like, basically, he's a kind of the British version of Flash Gordon, kind of like a stiff upper lip, kind of, old school. Well, these are all like the Wizard and Chips. You loved it. Are you Bezos Cheeky? Bezos? Not sure what that's supposed to mean, but you remember Cheeky? I'm guessing. Right. Yeah, it's just happened because I was like, what should I do for this competition for here's another one. Whoopee! I love the names of the old comics. Whoopee! Just like a sound of excitement. Right. There you go, Wizard and Chips. They're all messed up. I don't know what to do. I probably would just leave them in the box. I don't think anyone want to buy them now. They're in the right mess, most of them. It's just kind of sad. I kind of like feel annoyed at myself for not treating them better, you know. But you know, when you're young and stupid and you don't realise what you're doing, that you're going to want these things in the future. Well, I've gone on for 40 minutes. Wow, what a boring twat. Dan Dare, then 2000 AD. Yeah, Dan Dare, he went on to 2000 AD. The Mekon. That was his big enemy, wasn't it? The Mekon. Right. Okay. I've done everything I intended to do. I can't think of anything else to show people. Unless, anyway, I've got loads of like collected books up there. Got some more stuff up there. But yeah, I think that would do. I've got to go. I think I'll go and cook myself some lunch actually, because yeah. And I might do a video about all my doubles. I'm not too sure if it's worth the effort because it's not really easy to trade or sort of sell doubles on YouTube or wonderful. So I might just put them up on the Facebook selling page. I've actually made it. Well, I think I've made a sale. Someone was actually asking me about it. No worries, Don. Thanks for watching. I'm quite surprised so many people came in, actually. Oh, someone's at my door. I've got to go. Bye. Hold on. Give me a minute. I'm not sure if this ended or not. Did this end? No, it didn't end, did it? Because I didn't turn it off properly. Yeah, my comic box has arrived. I'm back. Sorry about that. If anyone stuck around, apparently 6 people did just to see what was going to happen. Yeah, I ordered some comic boxes, and they've come. Basically, that was it. They're supposed to have come yesterday. But first of all, they texted me, said they was going to come today. So I thought, fine. I was going to go out yesterday, go for some 50p bins in my local shop, get some backing boards. And then they texted me in the morning and said, oh, actually, it's going to come today. So I waited all day for them, and they never came. But now they're here. I've worn myself out. Anyway, cheers for watching, everybody. I'm definitely going to end the stream properly this time. And if you're around, I think it's 7 p.m. EST or 12 o'clock midnight in the UK, proper mean time, Greenwich Mean Time. We invented it, you know. We invented time. We gave you your time. We invented it. Anyway, yeah, tune in at 12 midnight if you want to listen to me talk more rubbish with 3 good YouTubers. Cheerio.